Crisis Protocol. Let's do this thing. We've got start for the cube, and we've got demons downtown. So 17-point squads. I'll show you the table. And there it is. So this is the size 2, size 3, size 2. These little pylons are size 2. These little ones here are size 1, size 4. The spaceship is size 5, size 3, and so forth. And we got our stuff set up out there, and our squads, 17-point squads. Here we go. We got Criminal Syndicate, Kingpin, Bullseye, Crossbones, Sabretooth, and Enchantress. So Criminal Syndicate will be using their 3 standard Criminal Syndicate cards: Cruelty, All According to Plan, and Shadow Organization, plus my favorite, Face Me, and Patch Up. And 17 points Avengers, Hawkeye, we've got the Vision, we've got Quicksilver, Iron Man, and Captain America. My son's listy played this weekend. The cards he used was Second Wind, 1-2 Punch, Battle Lust, Marked for Death, and Avengers Assemble. And there you have it. 17-point squads, getting ready to go at it. Now, for those who don't know, we've got 3 secure objectives in yellow. Those are flaming portals out there. You will get the incinerate condition if you are securing it. And of course, extract are these cubes. Basically, you score 1 victory point for the cubes if you're holding it, but in the power phase, you do take a wound and extra power as a result. And let's get this thing going. So for deployment, the Avengers elected to pair up Iron Man and Captain America on the flank. In the center, they've got Vision, and over here on the opposite flank, they've got Quicksilver and Hawkeye. Criminal Syndicate elected to counter that with Crossbones, Enchantress, nobody really in the middle, and they've got on the left flank here Bullseye, and they've got Kingpin and Sabretooth ready to tee this thing up. Avengers will activate first. Vision will go here, and he will be phasing and choosing enhanced density because it makes sense, because most of the Criminal Syndicate are physical attack characters. He's going to go ahead and move and hopefully get in range of that objective. Double move action puts Vision right there, smack dab in the center, in range 1 of that objective token, a portal, and he also picked up a cube for 1 power. The problem with Criminal Syndicate is that most of their guys out here, and Enchantress also, are more short, medium attacks, so they're going to have to move up here and get in range. They'll probably start with, I think, Sabretooth. So his first action, he'll move, he'll spend the power and pick up that cube. And Sabretooth's second move puts him right in Vision's face, also contesting that objective. So back to Avengers, Hawkeye does have a range 5 attack. It's base attack, arrow shot. He'll try to move up and see if he can take a shot at Sabretooth. So Hawkeye's just out of range of Sabretooth. He'll go ahead and sit tight right there. So Bullseye is up next for the shadow. He's going to move up and take some cover behind that. And that's Bullseye's activation. Iron Man will activate next to do a move action and see if he can get in range of Bullseye over there. So Iron Man moved, he picked up the cube, and he does have range 4 to Bullseye. Bullseye will get a little bit of cover there, so here we go. So Iron Man completely whiffed on the repulsor blast, so no defensive dice needed there, and that will end Iron Man's activation. Crossbones will activate next. He'll do a double move action and go get that cube. So Crossbones got himself a cube. So Avengers will activate Quicksilver. He'll do a move action, hopefully get that cube. So Quicksilver will end his activation there after picking up a cube, and he's going to get too close to Crossbones just yet. Enchantress will activate next. She's going to do a move action and see if she can do a Siren's Call on Quicksilver. Oh, what was I thinking? She doesn't have the range for that. She'll just do another move action and get up a little closer to the fight here. And there she goes. So Avengers up next. Captain America is all they got left. Leader, he'll go ahead and activate and do probably a double move action to get up here into the fight. Instead of doing a second move, he's going to do a shield throw on Bullseye. He'll get a little bit of cover over there. Well, Cap scores 2 hits, and shield throw does negate Bullseye's cover over that. He won't get it for shield throw. Ricochet was not triggered, so let's go ahead and resolve Bullseye's defense. So Bullseye will block both of those hits. Yeah, Bullseye does not have the power to do parting shots, so even though Cap kind of whiffed on this one, he does get 1 power for the shield throw. So for the criminals, Kingpin will finally activate, and I think he's a very underused character in Marvel. I think a lot of people really underestimate his value, but he is going to get in the fight of this thing. How about Bullseye, I guess? Let's get him up there. He moves short, so here's 1, and then he'll move. You know what? He won't, because he's still, yeah. Now he'll move this way and get this. No, that's not gonna work. He'll go this way, I guess. And that's his activation. So cleanup phase, round 1. We've got the cubes first. Let's score that. 1, 2 for the criminals. They get 2. And then we're gonna score for the Avengers. They have 1, 2, and 3. Let's take care of that. So 3 for them. And now we'll go check out the incinerates. So the criminals will secure and get the points for this because a healthy criminal character counts as 2 healthy characters when securing an objective. And that is, but they, that's it. So we'll mark that up here, and that gives it a tie of 3-3. So, round 2, power phase. Had to give out incinerates to Sabretooth and Vision. No one else got them. Incinerates mean -1 of their defensive dice rolls, and everything else is pretty much taken care of. Power was doled out. Wounds and power for the cubes were doled out, and we are ready to start the activation phase. So, Criminal Syndicate's up, and can't resist this one. Ooh, they should activate Enchantress, because she has the power to do an enthrall on Quicksilver. And that is exactly what she's going to do. She's got the power for it, so here we go. So actually what she's going to do is do the Spurned Affection first, and then do the enthrall. So Enchantress gets 2 hits on him with that wild to sap some power from him, so we'll go ahead and roll Quicksilver's defense. So Quicksilver blocks it, and doesn't need to trigger his supersonic reflexes, so... but he will get the power sapped. She rolled 1 wild in that. She's going to spend some of that new power she got on Siren's Call and move Quicksilver short. So with her final attack action, she's going to enthrall Mr. Quicksilver. So not a great roll for her. She got 1, 2, 3 hits. Did get 1 wild, triggering dropping slow on Quicksilver, and gives Quicksilver a chance to defend. So Quicksilver does come through and block 2 of them. He'll take a wound and get the slow condition. And that will end her activation. So Avengers activate next, and Quicksilver's really in a bad spot there, man. Crossbones is really close to him. And again, pushing Sabretooth off here does nothing because Sabretooth is aggressive. He'll just move right back. I guess get Quicksilver out of harm's way. So Quicksilver will activate. He's going to shake off this slow. That's the first thing he's going to do. Now Cap does give him a 1 power discount on the first super power he uses. He'll use Speedster, paying 1 power. And he will move along. And then his second action will put him right here, within range 1. So Sabretooth is going to take an attack on the Vision here and activate. Vision also is phasing to get the max physical defense dice he can. So here we go. So the Vision's defensive dice for this one, it's 5 attacking dice for physical for Sabretooth. The Vision will pick up 2 additional dice because defending against physical. He loses 1 of them because of the Incinerate. So it would be, he would get, Well, 3 additional. So he would roll 4 defensive dice, which he did. He blocked 1. Sabretooth triggered. He had 1 wild in the roll. He got pierced. So it's going to be ultimately 1 block for Vision, and it's going to be 3 hits on the Vision and 1 block. So it's going to be 2 wounds on Vision, and he will get 2 power for that. Sabretooth got 2 wounds on him. He gets power equal to the wounds dealt for Claw Strike. Got 1 more action. With Sabretooth's second action, he's going to go really aggressive here and go no mercy. And Cobra Kai him. He's going to spend 3 power to add dice, depending on how many wounds Vision has. And Vision currently has 3 wounds. So it'll be 3 attack dice added to Claw Slash. Wow, that was horrible, man. He only got 2 hits, like no wilds, no nothing. So let's roll out the Vision's defense here. So Vision blocks both of those incoming hits, and that's that. So despite that really bad effort on Sabretooth's part, at the end of his activation, he does have healing factor 1. This will come off, and that will end his activation. Well, Vision might as well activate. I think the Avengers are going to play Second Wind, and I think Vision and Quicksilver and Iron Man will all pay to remove some wounds here. So Vision's going to go ahead for his first action and give himself the calculated trajectory for 2 power, and that will give him no, not that, synthesis, I'm sorry. He'll gain 2 power, so he'll get 2 power for this. Okay, now he's going to go ahead and do his Synthesoid Avenger on Sabretooth. So Vision does score 4 hits. Let's see what Sabretooth can do. Now Sabretooth has 3 defensive dice, -1 for Incinerate, so he'll be rolling 2 dice. So Sabretooth did roll a crit, but he can't re-roll that crit, and it doesn't count because of Vision's Synthesoid Avenger. So it's just going to be no blocks for Sabretooth. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on Sabretooth, 4 wounds. So we're not quite done yet because Sabretooth is going to trigger Untamed Force, which means it allows him to spend 2 power to making a Claw Slash on Vision. We'll resolve that right now. So Vision, even -1 with Incinerate, he still blocked them all, so that's it. And Vision is now finished, and we're all done there. So little Bullseye is going to activate next for the Criminal Syndicate. He's going to take a shot, or a couple shots I should say, with his throwing knives at Captain America. Bullseye comes through. He even triggers the bleed on this, so he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits so far. I think Cap will go pay his discounted rate. He was Vibrating Shield for 1 power. Add 2 defensive dice. Oh my gosh, Cap totally whiffed, even with his extra dice. He blocks nothing. That means Bullseye is going to score 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds on him. Whoa. Wow, Bullseye is a beast. I guess he'll do it again. Throwing knife at him again. See what happens here. So Bullseye is looking for some wilds here. Wow, crit, wild. Oh my god, he's on fire. So 1, 2, 3, 4 hits with the wild will trigger bleed on Captain America. So Cap's not taking any chances. He'll go ahead and spend 2 power for Vibranium Shield. Get 2 extra defense dice, giving him a total of 6. You've got to be kidding me. Wow, blocks 1 of them. So that's 3 more wounds on Captain America. Are you kidding me? I don't believe this. Bullseye has literally just dazed Captain America. He has just gone beast mode here, and wow, that's crazy. So Cap is dazed now when Bullseye's activation. Well, Avengers can't let this thing go unanswered. They're going to have to attack somebody here. It's going to be Iron Man. Go after Bullseye or go after Kingpin. You know what? Cut the head off the snake. Go to Kingpin. You know what? Instead of this, he really should go after Sabretooth. He's got range 5 to him, and he hit him with homing rockets with a reduced cost of 1. He's got 1 power. That's what he's going to do. His first attack will not be on Kingpin, but will be on Sabretooth, range 5, spending 1 power to do homing rockets. Let's do it. So re-rolling for the crit was what that was. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits on Sabretooth. Sabretooth blocked one of them, so it's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, block of 1. So 2 wounds on Sabretooth. So with that attack, Sabretooth is now dazed. He drops his cube, and Iron Man's got one more action to resolve here. So Iron Man will do a repulsor blast on the Kingpin. Wow, Iron Man did well. The reroll with the crit didn't get anything, but he got 4 hits on the Kingpin. So Kingpin whiffs on his defensive roll. That's going to be, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds on him. Now Kingpin does have intense physical conditioning. He'll spend a power to reduce the wounds by 1. That'll be 3 wounds on the Kingpin. So Iron Man really answered the call on that one. Wow, he really helped to negate some of the damage Bullseye did in that previous activation, man. He took out Sabretooth and put 3 wounds on the Kingpin. So Kingpin's up next, and I think he's going to use street level negotiation, spending a couple power to throw this at him. I believe he has, it has to be in range. This has 3 or less, range 2, and I believe he's got, let's measure that, make sure. He does. Okay, do that first. So he throws this medium like this, and it hits Iron Man. Okay, so Iron Man blocked 1, 2, 3. And that thing only had 3 coming in, so he blocks all of it. Nothing happens to him. So that did not count as an action, by the way. His first action will be to, I think, move here, putting him like right there. Okay. And now he's in range 1, I believe, of that, what he just dropped. Let's see. It's real. I would give it to him. So he'll spend the power to pick this up. So Kingpin's final action will be to, I think, it's kind of a waste to have him climb up there, though. I mean, he would definitely keep Vision from getting that. He can cane laser him. That's about the best he can do. With 4 attack dice, it's just not, yeah. I think he'll climb and end up right here to contest this objective. So Kingpin climbs up and will be contesting this objective at the end of the turn. He's activated. So Hawkeye will activate next for the Avengers. He's going to do his hook arrow to get in better range. He can take a couple shots at Crossbones down there. So hook arrow places him right about there, and now he can take 2 shots at the Crossbones. So Hawkeye's attack is pretty good. It's a range 5, and he can choose whether it's going to be physical or it's going to be energy. Definitely energy on Crossbones, because he only defends with 2 defense dice for energy versus 4 for physical. So that's the way we're going. Wow, Hawkeye really whiffed. He did trigger a wild. So it's 1 hit. Crossbones has 2 defensive dice. Oh yeah, Crossbones blocked that easily. So that was the first attack, but he does trigger. Crossbones will pick up the bleed condition from that attack, and then the second attack. Now Crossbones has aggressive, so he can move towards Hawkeye after he's attacked, but only if he suffered wounds, which he didn't. So he's going to stay right there. That's a little better. I mean, he got a wild and he got a hit. So it's going to be 2 hits on the Crossbones energy. So Crossbones will block one of them. So 1 wound will go on Crossbones, and another condition will trigger. So Crossbones will pick up the shock special condition. Now he's going to take a wound, but Crossbones does have his thing over here where he can go ahead and spend power to reduce it by 1. I think he will do that. He'll spend his wound, his power to negate that wound. So that's that. Well, not done just yet, because again, Crossbones did suffer a wound on that, so it does entitle him to use aggressive. He can move short towards his attacker. He'll do that now. And now the attacks are all resolved, leaving Crossbones right there. Hawkeye's done his activation. Crossbones will activate as the final activation for this round for the Criminal Syndicate. He's out of range. His base attack is a range 2. He'll have to move to get closer to Hawkeye. He could go maybe towards Vision. But he'll go after Hawkeye, I think. So he's going to move and then take a shot at him. So Crossbones moves, and now he's right up in his face. He'll take a punch at him, and let's see what happens. Yeah, Hawkeye can't use his fast draw because Crossbones is right up in his face. So let's resolve this thing, see how it goes. Now Crossbones will roll 1 less attack dice because of shock, and let's resolve it. That's a pretty good roll. 2 crits. Let's roll these out over here. So nothing else with the crits, but we got 1, 2, 3. 3 hits on the Hawkeye. So Hawkeye does block 2 of them. So it was 1, 2, 3, and then he blocks 2. So 1 wound will go through. So that's going to be the end of Crossbones' activation. He is bleeding, so he will take on another wound for bleed. But he does have a power he picked up from scoring a wound on Hawkeye, so we'll spend the power to negate that wound. And now he's finished. Let's go ahead and score it up. So we have 2 cubes for the Criminal Syndicate and 3 cubes for the Avengers. So the Avengers get 3. 1, 2, 3. They get 2. And then, of course, the portals. So we've got Quicksilver's got 1 over here, and the Criminal Syndicate has this one over here. So 1 each. And that we'll do the cleanup phase and get the power phase for round 3 going. So round 3, power phase, the cubes were all dealt with the powers and the wounds, and of course incinerators were doled out for all the portals, and we are ready to start. Avengers will have the first activation. Criminal Syndicate will not be doing all according to plan. Not enough power for it anyways, and we will start with the Avengers. Okay, so Vision is going to activate first, and he is going to use Calculated Trajectory, spending a power to do that, to throw the Kingpin on that terrain piece right there. So let's do this. Kingpin gets thrown. He gets over here. Then he's here. He goes medium, and he goes right into this thing. Now this thing gets destroyed, and Kingpin will take a wound. But Kingpin will use his intense physical conditioning to spend a power to negate that wound he would have picked up for being thrown to that piece. So now that Kingpin's over there, he's got a solar energy beam, which is a beam 4. And let's see if he can... Oh, he can just... Yes, he'll be able to hit both of these characters now. So we'll resolve the first beam attack on the Kingpin, the solar energy beam. He just gets 1 hit on the Kingpin. So Kingpin only gets 1 defensive dice because it's an energy attack. He gets 2, but incinerate means -1 dice, so he doesn't block it. So that wound actually will go through. So that wound will go on Kingpin. He has no power to negate it, so that's that. Oh, Kingpin actually would have had 3 defensive dice energy, -1 for incinerate, so he gives him 2. So let's see, give him 1 more here. It was a blank anyways, so the wound still goes through. So Vision picks up a power just for doing it. He doesn't trigger sap, unfortunately, but now we're going to go ahead and that will now hit the Enchantress. And he is going to spend the 2 power to negate her ability to use her psychic defense. She's stuck rolling whatever energy defense dice she has. No defense necessary. The Vision completely whiffed on this, so that's that. So Vision will do it again. Same attack, solar energy beam, beam 4, hitting both Kingpin and Enchantress. So resolving for the Kingpin first, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits and 2 wilds there. Kingpin scores 2 blocks, so it's going to be just 1 wound going through and the sap power being triggered. But Kingpin, once again, will take the power he just got for that wound. He'll spend it and negate it out. Oh no, Kingpin can't do that. He can't use intense physical conditioning now because the timing isn't right. So the sap power would be before damage is dealt. So technically, that wound gets put back on Kingpin, and that power that he had goes over to Vision. And then Vision does pick up 1 power just for doing the attack. Okay. Now we'll resolve it for the Enchantress. Now, he is going to spend 2 power to make sure that she can't use her psychic defense on this. She's going to have to roll with her energy defense. So Vision does score 2 hits and triggers a wild on Enchantress. Yeah, her energy defense is only 2 dice, so she blocks 2, so it's going to be, let's see, he only scored 2 hits, she blocks 2. He did trigger this, he saps 1 of her power. So that is now resolved. She takes no wounds. He did sap a power from her, and Vision now has activated. So Criminal Syndicate will activate next. I mean, I think they're going to hold off on Sabretooth because Vision's already done this round. They got a good opportunity here with Crossbones right up in Hawkeye's face. They probably should take advantage of that. Yeah, Crossbones is pretty straight up. It's just 5 physical. Let's see what he gets here. He got 1 hit on all that. Wow. Yeah, Hawkeye's actually got 4 defensive dice, physical defense dice. That's pretty good. So let's put them over here. So it looks like Hawkeye's going to block 1 of them. So it was just 1 hit, 1 block. Okay. So Crossbones gets no power for that because, yeah. And also he had the shock on him too. He should have rolled 1 less dice over here, but it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. But Crossbones will wind up again taking a shot at him. So correctly adjusting for the shock condition on Crossbones, he rolls 2 hits, and Hawkeye will get his 4 defensive dice, which gives him 1 block, so 1 wound will go through on Hawkeye. And now it's the end of the activation for Crossbones, so he is going to pick up a wound for that bleed. And he'll have to use that 1 power he got for the 1 wound he caused on Hawkeye to spend it. Yeah, he'll use this now to negate that wound for the bleed. So Hawkeye will activate next for the Avengers. He's in a really bad spot here. He does not want to be on this side by himself. So we'll hook arrow. He gets a discount for that for Cap's leadership ability for 1 power. That'll move him in range 3 away from these guys a little bit. So with the hook arrow, that puts Hawkeye over here. And that didn't take an action. He's got 2 actions left. Let's see what he does. So Hawkeye will move medium, put him in range 1. I think of that. And for his last action, he'll go ahead and take a shot, I think, at the Kingpin. So Hawkeye does get to choose if his arrows are going to be physical or energy. He's going to do energy on the Kingpin. It's the way to go, I think. So let's see, we got 5 dice. He got a wild and a crit. Oh, he did good. So we roll for the crit real quick. This was a wild originally. It knocked into it. Sorry. Should be like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits on the Kingpin energy. Ooh. So normally Kingpin gets 3 energy defense dice, but Incinerate loses 1 of them, so he's down to 2. He doesn't block any of them. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds on Kingpin. And that wild also triggers a special condition he'll drop on him. Probably, I'm thinking, well, we'll see. Those 5 hits will do it for the Kingpin. He will get dazed, so no need to drop the conditions on him. He has no power to negate the stuff anyways. It wouldn't be enough anyways. He's dazed. So when it's all said and done, that was a pretty productive turn for Hawkeye. And he'll just be over there. So Criminal Syndicate will definitely activate Bullseye. He had a great round 2. He was on fire. He'll go ahead and attack Captain America. So 4 physical dice with that crit was blank. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits on Captain America. And he will trigger the bleed on him with that wild. Cap's not taking any chance. He's going to spend 1 power with his discount to do Vibranium Shield on his defense, which will give him 2 more dice to his defense roll. And he adds blanks also. Well, good thing he did it because he adds those blanks. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 for the blanks and 4. So, yep, he blocked all of them, but the bleed will still trigger. Probably gets the power for that. But he also had power to do the I Never Miss. He'll spend a power because no wounds were dealt, to put a wound on the Captain America. This is what Bullseye's good at. You know, Bullseye's having so much fun, he might as well just do it again. I think Bullseye's finally run dry here. Just 1 hit on Captain America. He'll spend 2 power for Vibranium Shield to make sure that nothing does not, he's taking more wounds. That's going to be, 6 defensive dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus blanks count. I can do this all day. Whoa, wait a second. Time out here. Wild, he did block. Yeah, he blocked it. And of course, Bullseye spends his power to I Never Miss to put a wound on Captain America. That will end Bullseye's activation. So he scored 2 wounds on Captain America plus the bleed. Not too bad. Okay, Iron Man is just sick of this Bullseye thing. He's just going to go ahead and homing rockets him, which will negate the cover. And let's resolve it. So with the crit, he re-rolled, got a wild, so it's going to be 3 hits on Bullseye, physical. So little Bullseye gets 3 defensive dice, which means he got 1 wild. He blocks 1, so it's going to be 2 wounds on Bullseye. Bullseye will spend 2 power to do parting shot and put a cheap wound on the Iron Man. So second attack, Iron Man's going to go ahead and repulsor blast Bullseye and try to hopefully push him out of there. Not a great roll. I got 2 hits, but no wilds trigger the push, so Bullseye will be defending. Bullseye's luck finally ran out. He won't block any of it, so even though only 2 wounds will go through on the Bullseye. So Bullseye, as you probably guessed, is going to be dazed, but before he's dazed, he will do parting shot, 2 power, and it will allow him to put a wound on Iron Man and advance short away from him. So overall, not bad for him. He had to spend 2 attacks to daze him, but that will put Bullseye out of commission for a while. But once again, Bullseye is so effective with this. He's draining these guys out and slowly chipping away. And Captain America's got 2 wounds on him already on his injured side, which is hard to do, and 3 wounds on the Iron Man. So yeah, very interesting. So Sabretooth will go next, and he'll just take two swipes of the vision there. So Sabretooth is going to go like all in here. He's going to pay 3 power for No Mercy and do his Claw Slash attack, which will give him 8 dice. And if he gets any of these wilds, man, it's going to be tough for the vision. So here we go. So Sabretooth did pretty good with those 3 extra dice he got, because Vision has 3 wounds plus the crit he re-rolled for. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on Vision, and 2 wilds were also got there. So it'll trigger his the bleed and the pierce. So Vision's got 4 defensive dice. He would have had 5, but he's got the Incinerate on him because he is in his enhanced density stage this round. So yeah, this is going to be a big whiff for him, and that should be enough to do it without triggering the pierce. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds on the Vision. That'll do it. So the first attack went ahead. He got Vision. He got him dazed, dropping the asset token over there. Now he's going to play a card, and it's going to be my favorite, the old Face Me. So it's going to be. I just checked the range. Hawkeye is in range 4 of him, so it's going to be what 3 power. All right. So Hawkeye then will advance his movement speed to put him about there, and now he's in range 2. So Sabretooth can launch an attack. Oh, I'm sorry. He gets an attack from the Face Me, which will be the Claw Strike. Alright, so Sabretooth using Claw Slash. No wilds are rolled, so he won't trigger the Pierce or the Bleed. But he did score 2 hits on that. So Hawkeye does have 4 defensive dice physical. Oh, wow, that's very nice. He got 1 more here. Let's see, we'll roll this real quick. Okay, so he blocks just 2. So it's going to be, he blocked both of them, so no wounds will go through on that attack. So the card didn't count as an action, so put that over there. What he will do is he will attack with his, he'll attack Hawkeye with his remaining action. So Sabretooth not taking any chances, so pay the 3 power to use No Mercy. He'll add, Hawkeye has 2 wounds on him, so he'll add 2 attack dice to Claw Slash. Let's check the results here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits total on Hawkeye. Hawkeye will block 1 of them, but that means 3 are going through, and that will daze him. So that will conclude Sabretooth's activation. So he's done. Put it over there just for that. So Avengers are up next, and a little sneaky here. Quicksilver will activate. Now, he's already got a cube on him. But I think what he's going to do is he's going to drop it. And then he's going to go ahead and use his speedster, which normally costs 2, but Cap gives him a discount of 1. He has 1 power, and he'll move along. So he's not quite in range 1 to pick that up. And actually, I just messed up because he has no power to pick it up anyways. So, okay, well that didn't work out so well. I guess I'll take a punch at Crossbones here, then run back. So, Supersonic Strike on the Crossbones. Looking for crits and shields, didn't get any. Need a hit and a wild for velocity. He did get that, he'll trigger velocity. Alright, so he's got 2 hits on the Crossbones. So Crossbones does block it with his critical reroll there, but Quicksilver did trigger his velocity. So after this is resolved, he can make a Supersonic Strike attack again, but it may not target the original character, which means he'd have to target Enchantress. So checking the range on that, he does have range 3 on Enchantress. So he's got a wild and a hit again, and he's got 3 hits on the Enchantress. Enchantress has 5 defense dice. She has Psychic Defense. She'll trigger that because Quicksilver didn't have the power to have her not do that. So she's got a crit there. Let's re-roll that. Alright, so 1, 2 blocks. So Enchantress will take a wound. Get her power for that. So that's all been resolved now. His last remaining action will be just to come back, I think, to this objective marker. And he'll spend the power he just got from the other attack to pick up this cube again. And I'll pay the power for that. And that will end his activation. So Enchantress will move. She's not in range of anybody, so she'll move medium. And she'll go over here first. Forgot that goes over with him. And she'll spend a power to pick up that cube. Spend the power and pick this cube up. She'll take that. And then, let's see if she's in range 3 of anybody. I don't think she is. So she's not in range 3 of Quicksilver. She will move again. So she will finish up contesting that objective token right there. So last activation for round 3 with Captain America for the Avengers. I think he will do a shake and get rid of this bleed. And I think he's going to move. So Cap will just move and end up right there. And I believe everybody has activated. Okay, let's go to the cleanup phase and score what we have so far. So cubes. Criminals have 1, 2 cubes. They'll go to 8. The Avengers have 2 cubes. They'll go to 9. As far as portals go, well, they're both... His leadership will not kick in. He's dazed. So that means tie and tie. So no points are scored for the portals. So that's how we're end the scoring in the cleanup phase. So quick correction. I forgot. Vision was dazed prior. I forgot to put a marker out there for him. So that means the criminals will score that 1 and give themselves 1 more. So they're tied. And that's how we'll end it. So start of round 4, power phase was complete. All the power was given out. All the power for the cubes, the wounds for the cubes, and the incinerates for the demon portals. And we are all set to go. Let's get this thing going. Well, after looking at the board here, Bullseye is in a really bad spot. He's not going to last very long out there. They might as well activate him now and get something out of him before the Avengers kill him. So Bullseye is throwing knives against Cap. I told you, Bullseye has been on fire this game, man. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 hits on Captain America. So Cap did spend a power for Vibranium Shield and give him some extra dice here for defense. He rolls 1, 2, he blocks 2 of them. Almost forgot, Cap does have, I can do this all day, superpower. So blanks now are added to defense. So let's count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enough to block all of Bullseye's incoming. And Bullseye will get a power just for doing the attack. So he can spend... He had a power over there. He'll spend that for the parting shot. Not the parting shot, I'm sorry, the I Never Miss, to put a wound on Captain America. Bullseye goes again with the strike. I'm sorry, the throwing knife, and unfortunately only gets one hit on this one. Cap elected not to go with Vibranium Shield and spending the power for that, so he does have, luckily for him, blanks do count because of I can do this all day, so he blocks it. But Bullseye will spend his power he got from the last attack to put a wound on Captain America. That will end Bullseye's activation. So Cap is going to activate for the Avengers. Now, he probably should go after Bullseye and put him out of the game, but Bullseye's already activated, and there's bigger fish to fry right now. So I think he's going to play 1-2 punch because the Vision is in range 2 of him. They're both going to spend some power and do some stuff here to Sabretooth. Thanks to 1-2 punch, Cap will add 2 dice to shield throw on Sabretooth. So with Cap's reroll, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Sabretooth only gets 2 defense dice because he's incinerated, but he did get a crit, so with the reroll, he gets a wild. Blocks 2. That means it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Minus 2 is 2 wounds on Sabretooth. So don't forget, Cap did roll that wild, triggering Ricochet. Shield throw means he targets another character within range of 3. That would be Bullseye. So Bullseye, you're going to get ricocheted. No, I take that back. That Ricochet will, the original target character, which was Sabretooth, they're not within range 3 of each other, so Bullseye, you are safe temporarily from that. I think Cap and Iron Man are going to play a card here marked for death, and they both spend 1 power to play this card. They will. So Iron Man will spend a power, so will Cap, and play marked for death on Sabretooth because they've got him in their sights there. So we're going to shield throw Mr. Sabretooth again. Cap didn't roll so well, just 2 hits, 1 being a wild. He will trigger Ricochet again, but it doesn't do much good. Nobody else is in range. So Sabretooth only gets 2 dice, and he can't modify the crits, I believe. So he gets a wild. Alright, so he blocks 1 of them. So 1 hit will go through, causing a wound on Sabretooth. After checking the range on the Ricochet, while it's true that Kingpin's out of range, Crossbones actually... Yeah, Crossbones will get ricocheted. That's going to be 3 hits on Crossbones with the wild, but doesn't trigger. Ricochet doesn't trigger a 3rd time, so Crossbones blocks 2. So Crossbones picks up a wound, gets a power there, but he had a power already, so he's going to go ahead and spend that to reduce it by 1. Spend this, and which gets rid of this, and that should end Captain America's activation. So Sabretooth will activate. He might as well. He's got 3 wounds on him already. His card already been flipped. Got a boatload of power. He's going to go No Mercy for 3 power and spend 4 power for Savage Predator on Hawkeye. Oh, not sure what I was thinking there. No Mercy cannot happen because Hawkeye has no wounds on him currently. So it'll just be the Savage Predator. Well, not a great roll there for the Sabretooth. He only got 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. No wilds in that. That reroll with the crit there. So let's see what Hawkeye does. Yeah, Hawkeye blocks 3 of them. So Hawkeye gets a wound on him. Finisher was not triggered. So second attack for Sabretooth will be on Hawkeye again. It'll just be a regular old, I think, Claw Slash. So before Sabretooth launches his second attack on Hawkeye, he's going to do Cruelty. And that's going to be, I think it's 2 power. He's got it, so spend that. 1 change for that. And he gets to do this attack on Hawkeye. That is a purple attack for 3 hits on the Hawkeye. So 2 defensive dice for his purple defense. With the reroll, he blocks 1 of them. Okay, so now Sabretooth will Claw Slash Hawkeye. Yeah, not a very good roll there, just 2 hits, but you get a wild on that. So he will trigger Bleed on Hawkeye, and he'll trigger Pierce. Ooh, that's good. So with the Pierce being triggered, he changed one of them to a blank, leaving only 1 block for Hawkeye. So Bleed was also triggered on the attack, so Hawkeye will get the Bleed special condition as well, therefore ending Sabretooth's attack. So Hawkeye will activate next for the Avengers. He spent a power to do Hook Arrow, moving him from over here to over here, range 3. So, question is, he attacks Sabretooth, who has only 3 health left on him, or does he shake this off? I don't know. Let's see. So Hawkeye will take an arrow shot at Sabretooth. Don't forget that Hawkeye can declare on the arrow shot if it's going to be energy or physical. Obviously energy against Sabretooth. So he's got 3 hits, and one of those being a wild. Sabretooth whiffs, and he can't do anything else. He's marked for death. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 hits on him. That's going to do it for Sabretooth. I can't remember on his end of his last activation if I removed one of these for healing factor. I can't remember. We're going to let it ride. Anyways, Hawkeye got what he needed. Sabretooth is dead. As much as Hawkeye would love to go take out Bullseye, with his last action, he can't. He's got to shake off that bleed because he only has 1 health left. So he'll shake this off, ending his activation. So Enchantress will go next, and as much as she would love to take out Quicksilver, I think she's going to do an energy attack on the Vision. Because this round, he declared for his enhanced density, meaning he gets better physical defense against physical attacks. So he's vulnerable to energy. That's where she's going. She scores 3 hits energy on Vision. I think Vision's going to spend the power to change his phasing. He will. And now he will go to phase, increasing his energy defense. So Vision blocks 3. I believe that's enough to block all of them. And yes. Well, it's a bit overkill, but she is going to go ahead and enthrall Quicksilver. Well, she really got him good, man. See, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Quicksilver is definitely dazed. And that will end her activation. So Vision is going to unleash on the Kingpin. He's going to activate and throw everything he's got at him. He's going to probably do the solar energy beam first. And let's see how it goes. So Kingpin will block 2, but Sat power was triggered, so he will lose a power, will go to Vision. So before I forget, Vision's going to spend a power to pick up that cube. It's like it's in range 1 if you look straight down. So he'll do that. All right, keep this. Vision will go for broke and do Syndicate Avenger for 4 power on Kingpin. So with the reroll for the crits for Vision's attack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits going through on Kingpin. And Kingpin does not get to count crits in his defense. So Kingpin rolls. This does not count because of Vision's Syndicate Avenger, and he will block 1. So 4 wounds on the Kingpin. He did spend a power to remove one of those because of his intense physical conditioning. But still, 3 wounds on him is pretty good. Well, Kingpin will activate. Now he's got a headbutt, which would be in range 2. He's currently out of range 2. He could cane laser him, but remember that he had changed his phasing state to energy defense earlier this round. So I think he will just move and try to headbutt him. Wow, so with those 3 crit rerolls over there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, but no wilds. He gets a block, so let's go ahead and see how many wounds he gets. That'll be 4 wounds on the Vision. So before Kingpin ends his turn, superpower, he's going to spend 2 for street level negotiations to throw the Vision. So he will throw the Vision. Let's go. And all the way over to here. And that's it for him. So Iron Man is about to swing for the fences here. He would love to go take out Bullseye and just be done with Bullseye already. But you know what? An opportunity has presented itself to potentially take out the Kingpin. So he's going to try to pull this off. So here's the deal. First he's going to move. So he can trigger Bloodlust, or Battle Lust. Then he's going to try to homing rockets the Kingpin into oblivion. Okay, so the move puts Iron Man right there, and now he can spend the power for Battle Lust. So Iron Man's homing rockets, 9 attack dice, 2 for Friday AI, which you spend power for, and 2 more dice for Battle Lust, which you spend power for the size. Let's see what we got here. So we got, whoa boy, wow, he really whiffed on this, man. Just 2 hits for all that? Kingpin blocks the 2 potential hits that were going to come through. So, wow, all those dice for nothing. The only consolation prize Iron Man gets is because he rolled a wild. Characters in the range 2 of Kingpin for explosive will suffer a wound, meaning Crossbones. And of course, Crossbones spent a power to negate that 1 wound he would have gotten. So, wow, that is unbelievable. Last thing that'll happen on Iron Man's turn will be Avengers Assemble. They'll all pay a power to move short. So, Vision, Iron Man, Cap, and they all paid a power to move short, and they did that. Now it is officially done. That's a first for me. The Avengers have exhausted all 5 of their cards. So Crossbones is going to do both actions to shake off this one. Second action, shake this one off. So that'll be his activation. Okay, as we clean up phase for round 4, let's go ahead and score this thing. We'll do the cubes first, and I'll do the portals. So after all said and done, Criminal Syndicate gets 2 for the cubes. Avengers 2 for the cubes. Hawkeye will score this one. Enchantress will score this one for the criminals. And the tiebreaker here is Iron Man securing that one. So final score at the end of round 4 is 13-12. Avengers up by 1. So we are now in round 5, the power phase. All the cubes have been dealt with the powers and the wounds distributed, and all the incinerates have been done, and the regular power has been given to everybody who gets it. And Iron Man got himself dazed because he had 4 wounds going into the power phase, and he had that hammer. So, I'm sorry, the cube, which gave him another wound, and he's now dazed. So here we go in round 5. So Avengers at first activation, they're going to go ahead and activate Captain America, and go ahead, he's going to go after Bullseye. So shield slam on Bullseye. He got 1, 2, 3 hits. Bullseye will take a wound. And he will do parting shot. So he'll spend 2 power to put a wound on Captain America and move short. And then Bullseye will move short away from Captain America. This is tough. So if Cap attacks Bullseye again, I think Bullseye's got enough power left to do a parting shot on Cap, thereby killing Captain America. Is it worth Cap dying for Bullseye? But if he doesn't kill Bullseye, Bullseye will kill Hawkeye next activation. And Bullseye still does have 3 health, so I don't think Cap's going to make that attack. He doesn't want to get that parting shot on him, so he'll move, I think, to get closer to Hawkeye. That move action will end Cap's activation, putting the ball over in Criminal's Court. So Bullseye will activate. He is going to go ahead and do a move action and then attack Hawkeye. So Bullseye moves over there, and now he will attack with the throwing knives on Mr. Hawkeye. So Bullseye scores 2 hits. Hawkeye does have, I think he has 4 defensive dice on physical, -1 for incinerate, so 3 defensive dice for Hawkeye. Hawkeye is dead. So Vision will activate next, and he's going to go after Kingpin. He'll probably do a solar energy beam attack on him. So 3 hits on Kingpin, but no sap was triggered. So Kingpin block 1, taking 2 wounds. Vision will attack Kingpin again. Kingpin's got 3 wounds left on him before he is out of the game. He'll use Synthesoid Avenger with 7 attack dice. It's physical, but the good news is Kingpin's defense won't be able to add crits to his defense. Wow, Vision just really blew that one. 1 hit on the Kingpin. Well, Kingpin rolled equally as bad, only blocking nothing, so that 1 hit that Vision scored will be a wound on the Kingpin. So last thing Vision does, execute a superpower called a calculator trajectory, and he just threw Kingpin way over there. So Kingpin will activate, he'll move and headbutt the Vision. So Kingpin just got 1 hit on that, and Vision blocks it, so no wounds dealt. However, Kingpin doesn't have a superpower. Street level negotiations, he can throw the Vision, and he will. He'll throw him into that terrain piece there, causing a wound on him. And that wound that he picks up for being thrown into that size 5 piece of terrain is enough to kill him. The Vision is now dead. So Avengers will activate Quicksilver next, and he's going to do Speedster. He'll just pay 1 power for that. He's not holding any cubes, so he can go move along. So now Quicksilver is up there. So Quicksilver just has the range to attack the Kingpin twice. So Quicksilver scores 1 hit on the Kingpin. Whoa! Kingpin totally whiffs. So 1 wound on the Kingpin. So Kingpin negated it by spending a power, so Quicksilver will wind up again and see what he can do. So Quicksilver scores 4 hits, including a wild there. 2 wilds. The Kingpin whiffed again. So that's going to be 4 wounds on him. And with that, Kingpin is dead. So remember, Quicksilver did trigger, he triggered a velocity with that wild and the hit there. That means he will get to make an attack on Crossbones, who was in range 3. Well, Quicksilver is definitely on a roll. That's going to be 4 hits on Crossbones. So Crossbones only blocks 1 of them. That will do it for Quicksilver, man. Wow, what a great move, great activation for him. So Enchantress will activate next. I think she's going to do a move action, come off of that objective token, believe it or not, to get in range to enthrall Quicksilver. So she moves, finishes right there. Now she will enthrall Quicksilver. The crit reroll was a blank, so it's going to be 4 hits on Quicksilver. He will block 1 of them. Quicksilver pays 3 power to do his Can't Catch Me, so he's going to spend the 3 power and advance short and try to get out of her range. Quicksilver is still in her range, so that's going to still, attack still goes through. We got to roll his dice here. So 3 mystical defense. He can't use supersonic reflexes because the attack was not physical or energy. He blocks just 1. So Quicksilver picks up 3 wounds from that attack, and Enchantress is not done yet. Yeah, she's definitely done. She has no more power to use up anyways. There are no more Avengers to activate this round, so the last one will be Crossbones. So Crossbones, double move action, putting in range 1 of that portal. So that's going to be it. Criminal Syndicate will take this one, despite everything that happened. So scoring was simple. We had 2 cubes for the Criminal Syndicate, and they were controlling 1, 2, 3 portals, and that put them over 16. And the Avengers only had the cube for... who's carrying the cube? Yeah, nobody. So that was it. Game over, folks. Thanks for watching. Definitely MVPs this game. Had to go to Bullseye, I think. Quicksilver made a nice run at the end there. Biggest whiffs were probably Iron Man on that big attack he put together, that 9 attack dice pool, where I think he only got like 1 hit out of all that. And that's it, guys. Also, Vision, I think, whiffed on the Kingpin too pretty bad. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.